This is the 182nd Taiku in the Babylonian Talmud. A Taiku is an unanswered, unresolved question, which tradition is, in Talmudic circles, that the answer will come when Elijah, the prophet, gives the answer at the end of times when he heralds the coming of Messiah. And there is a rabbi by the name of Rabbi Aharon Yehoshua Pessin, who I believe lives in Ramat Beit Shemesh, and he is the author of a book called Taiku, and it's a collection of all of these Taikus, these unanswered questions that are found, 317 of them, according to his book, in the Babylonian Talmud. I heard that in the Jerusalem Talmud there are no Taikus, which is not to say that there aren't any unanswered questions, but the word Taiku is not used. And I can't verify that, but I've just heard that. At any rate, according to his book, which I started from the beginning, he starts from the very first Taiku in Tractate Brachot, page 8a, the bottom of the page. And I went to each one by one per day. On June 20th was the first day, so here we are 182 days later, and we're at the 182nd Taiku, which appears in the Tractate of Sanhedrin 11b, which is interesting that these Taikus, they seem to correlate with, in some way, with the Daf Yomi, that at least as far as I'm concerned, because this is not the only case, but I remember when we started Daf Yomi last year, the Tractate of Sanhedrin was started around this time, maybe a week or two before in Kislev. It was maybe, let's say, either the 18th or the 19th of Kislev, but we started Sanhedrin, and now in the Taiku process that I've been in, and I don't know why I chose the date. It just came up that was the date to start. It seems to be matching. This is not the only time that it's matching, but the Taikus seem to connect with different things that happened in the previous year. It's interesting. At any rate, we started Sanhedrin about a year ago, around this time, and now we're starting the Sanhedrin Taikus, the unanswered questions of Taiku, this year around Hanukkah time, although in Daf Yomi we're in Zavachim right now. But this Taiku appears in Tractate Sanhedrin, page 11b, with the words Tana Rabbanan, Al Shtosha Devarim Me'abrin Es Hashana. The sages taught in a Braita, Tosefta 2:2, the court may intercalate the year for three matters. Al Aviv ve'al Peirot Ha'ilan ve'al Tikufa, al Shnayim mehen me'abrin ve'al echad mehen en me'abrin. The court may intercalate the year for three matters: for the ripening of the grain, if it is not yet time for the barley to ripen; for the fruit of the trees, if they have not yet ripened; and for the equinox, meaning to ensure that the autumnal equinox will precede Sukkot. If two of these concerns apply, the court intercalates the year, even if the third factor does not apply. But for only one item, the court does not intercalate the year. Ubizman shehabiv echad mehen hakol smechin. The Braita continues, and when the ripening of the grain is one of the concerns, everyone is happy. Since the grain is not yet ripe, the people do not mind waiting an extra month for Nisan. If the grain is already ripe, however, the extra month would simply prolong the period during which the grain may not be eaten due to the prohibition of the new crop, as the new crop may be harvested and eaten only after the sacrifice of the Omer offering on the 16th of Nisan. See Leviticus 23, verse 14. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel says, Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel Omer, Ala tekufa, Iboy lehu, Ala tekufa semechin, O ala tekufa me'abrin. Taiku. This is the 182nd Taiku. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says for the equinox that one may intercalate the year, I believe. It just says, Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says for the equinox. He leaves it ambiguous. For the equinox. What does that mean? And that's what the dilemma is that will result in the 182nd Taiku. A dilemma was raised before the sages when he said, when Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel said, for the equinox, what did he mean? Did he mean that this is the reason that everybody is happy? Or did he mean that only for the equinox may the court intercalate the year? I mean, it's interesting that he didn't clarify it in his day. No one asked him. Apparently everyone knew what he meant back then. Uvizman Shavit. It's an interesting question. What would you say? This is just my own thought here, but since it came immediately after the words that said Uvizman Shaviv Echad Mehen, because if the grain was one of them, then everyone's happy. And then immediately after, Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says on the Tekufa, but he, meaning they're happy about the Tekufa, since he says it right afterwards, but I don't understand why they would be happy for the Tekufa. But then again, why is he repeating what it already says in the Braita? The Braita says, for three things you intercalate the year: for the springtime, for the fruits, and for the tekufa. For the fruit of the trees not yet ripened, for the equinox, and for the equinox, and for the autumnal. For the spring, and for the fruit, and for the ripening of the grain, fruit of the trees, and for the equinox. Ripening of the grain, 1. Fruit of the trees, 2. An equinox. And then if Rabbi Shimon comes in and says for the equinox, it doesn't seem normal that he would say that. If the sages taught that, why would Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel say and for the equinox? If he doesn't disagree, then he wouldn't say anything. He would disagree with them. So it would seem that he's saying that's why they're happy. But then, if they're happy because of the equinox, what's the reason that they're happy because of the equinox? Maybe because Sukkot? I don't know. It's a good, interesting question. So this is the unresolved question that we look forward to meeting Elijah the prophet. And of course, it goes without saying, but we'll say it anyway, the Messiah, son of David, and the son of Joseph, may he appear to us in our mind, in our heart, and in our physical reality soon and in our day. Amen.